Welcome to Hollywood Deli. I'm your host, Blue. So listen, let's talk about it. Sister Wives. I love these stale ass Karens. Anyway, so Mykelti is what they're calling Mykelti. If you don't know, let me slow back a couple of ticks. If you don't know who Mykelti is the daughter of Christine over here. Far to the far, I guess when you're looking at it, this would be to your right. No, your left. Sorry. So anyway, she is Christine and Cody's daughter. And so she's talking about Meri, who is to the far top right, and how she calls her an abusive parent and things like that. Here's what I don't like about let's just hear what she has to say, and then I'll give you my commentary.
Handled that situation was probably because of past situations that Mary's handled similarly, and they don't go well. Like they don't go well, they don't do well, and the kids don't react well to how Mary disciplines. So that's part of it, I think. However, I will also add this: I know that when Robin's kids first joined the family, there was probably 100% bullying just because there was bullying and it just sucks. All the kids were younger, figuring it out. So there was 100% intentional bullying. I think that they've all come through that and acknowledged that and apologized and tried to move forward in a better way with all of it. I also think, though, that the way that Robin raised her children, the way that my parents raised.
All right, let's slow it down. So what happened was McKelty is referring to a clip because she's watching back. There was a camping trip where there was Robin's kids, Christine's kids, and Janelle's kids all there. And they were bullying Robin's kids. And so Mary stepped up and said something about it. And Christine didn't like it. And Janelle wasn't really verbal about not liking it, but didn't say anything. But Christine later on said that Mary was out of line. Here's the reason why I think I call bullshit. I saw that scene over and over again. It was not abusive. She was just being a parent and telling them that, listen, these kids are a part of family and you need to start treating them like their family and stop the bullying. She knew what was going on. She wasn't being oblivious to it. But the other parents, and this is when I'm going to get a little sinister, Christine did not want Robin in the family. She was very jealous of Robin because Christine was the last wife and she was the bubbly and fluffy, fun wife. And as McKelty described her, Mary was boss lady, always um, had the final say on what what went, how things went. And Janelle was more of the intellectual, you could have a good conversation with. And so Christine was in my opinion, the honeymoon wife. And then Robin came in and became not just the honeymoon wife, but also she started to manipulate Cody and try to, um, not try, she successfully succeeded in turning him against the other wives and making herself a victim, and him feeling like he needs to protect her from these bad sister wives because he started to believe what Robin was saying about the other sister wives and how they were not accepting her, they were rejecting her, and Christine was verbally rejecting her. So, having said that, I believe that Christine was upset with Mary for taking sides with Robin's kids because Christine was okay with them bullying Robin's kids because she didn't like Robin. That's what I believe. And so sh McKelty's critiquing Mary's parenting and saying that how the way Mary handled things didn't go well. The kids didn't respond to her. Well, of course they're not going to respond to her because that's not their mom. And Janelle didn't discipline. She just started getting a connection with McKelty and the other kids, Christine's kids. Like they just started becoming like really, really close. And so close that McKelty revealed on her Patreon that she's moving to, I think, I keep saying the wrong thing. I think it's either it's North or South Carolina. I don't care which one. But she revealed that Janelle actually moved down there with Maddie and that she's moving closer to be to Janelle's side of the family. And so it makes me wonder when she said she was trying to get away from the drama, Was she referring to Christine? Does she see Christine as drama and Cody as drama, and that's why she wants to get next to Janelle? But what Mykelti is doing when she's pointing out Meri as this uh I'm not gonna say what kind of parent, you know what I'm saying, starts with letter A. So anyway, I don't think Meri was abusive. They didn't like that she, like the commentator said, had rules, and the other parents were more hands off. And she'll get into the kind of parent that her mom and her dad was.
Raised the rest of the other children, like pre getting together, basically. Robin is a lot more words and talking it out and communicating, and a lot more just like soft communication versus my family.
Excuse me. Hence the reason why Robin is such a good manipulator. She knows how to disarm people, sort of like what a therapist does. That's why they started to call her therapist Robin. Janelle used to call Robin therapist Robin because she knew how to talk to Cody and manipulate him and disarm him and make him think that her ideals were his. I mean, it's quite impressive.
Families kind of like there's too many kids to do soft communication, go figure it out kind of thing. So the parenting styles led to different outcomes for
So here's the thing. That parenting style is what's called uh, there was like there's a clinical term for it, laissez-faire, where it's a really disengaged, laid back type parent, and that's what she's calling her mom. When really that kind of parenting has been proven to not work very well, and you'll see why when I show you another clip why that kind of parenting can be detrimental to the child and but also can be work in your favor. So anyway, she said it got different results. But here's my thing. I don't believe that Meri was a, you know what I mean, to those kids. I believe that now she could have been verbally, she could have been verbally aggressive, but they have teetered with the truth in my standards because Gwendolyn said it. Meri got physical with her, and then Mykelti denied it, said she didn't remember it, and that it was more verbal. And so here's my thing. I don't think that Meri was um, verbally abusing these kids because I don't. But you know what? I can't say. I can't say that for 100%. But I have a hard time to believe because of how verbally aggressive Christine can get and Janelle that they sat back and let that woman verbally abuse her kids. But they did sit back and let Cody and Robin um, isolate their kids and to a degree abuse them because you got to think they kept uprooting their kids to meet the needs of Cody and Robin. And so they disregarded their kids' feelings. So I can't 100% say that they didn't let, Meri verbally abuse and physically abuse their kids. But, you know, they don't like to get into the details. And I need to know exactly what did she do? Like, you're saying she's such a monster and this and that, but what did she do to you, kid? What did she do to you kids?
children. Robin's kids are a little bit softer, and my mom's kids and Janelle's kids and Mary's kids are a little bit harder. And that's kind of it. So I think that part of the intention with the bullying pros.
And harder can be interpreted as abusive. And that was displayed in that family. Case in point, Gwendolyn to this day will not be in the same room as her brother Peyton because he slapped her. So when she says hard, she means just is that physically hard and verbally hard, and that's not environment good for children, and that's probably why Robin kept her kids away from those kids because of them being aggressive, verbally and physically, and for her to say that there was different results, there was abuse going on in that household. Now, him being a boy and he slapping a girl, where did he learn that from? Is it possible that Cody might have put hands on his mom? Because he gets real aggressive and he gets in their faces and he looks like he's about to hit some of them. But I don't see them flinching when he does it. But So maybe he doesn't do it, but I don't know.
Probably pure intention of I'm trying to include you and being a sibling, and this is what I know. So I'm treating you how I know and how I understand. And it just didn't correlate well. So part of it, probably intentional, 100%, and part of it, not intentional.
So that was pretty much what she's saying. There was bullying in the family. The siblings were bullying Robin's kids, but at the same time, they, I heard that Robin's daughter, and I want to say Brianna, yeah, Brianna, because she's mini Robin all day long. But I heard that Brianna would actually lie and that sometimes the kids weren't doing stuff to her and that she was just doing it, saying that they did because she knew that they would get in trouble. All right, so this next clip, you're going to see Mykelti talking about how her parents parented her when she got drunk.
I found out just a couple months ago. Mom and dad knew exactly what had happened. They knew exactly what was going on. They knew I was at a party. They knew I was drunk. They knew I was blackout wasted in the back of their car. Not blackout, but I was wasted in the back of their car.
You heard that right. In today's reading of Becoming Sister Wives, Mykelti gives a story from her childhood. She said she was 17 about Cody and Christine literally ignoring the fact that she was blackout drunk.
Mm.
I do get that in the end she tries to wrap it up and say, well, I called them to come pick me up, so that's why they never addressed it. That may be a reason for like no harsh punishment, but to not address it is insane. And I feel like she's really just exposing how shitty of a parents they
My
are.
first 2
And
my
this is
first 2 years of
exactly
college.
why the kids think Meri
So
is abusive
we
because
were
Because Mary would have said something. Yeah, Mary would have came and picked her up, but Mary would have definitely chastised her and told her, this is wrong. But then I get Mykelti's point that she's about to make here of why her parents didn't say anything.
were
Meri is a
in that
parent
school.
and
Obviously, I was
Christine and Janelle
attending my
weren't.
high
Take a
school
watch.
classes with college students. So the credits that I was taking to finish out my high school degree, my high school um, diploma, were college classes. So they counted as both a college credit and a high school credit. So I was amongst adults. I
How did such a smart girl end up with a slob like Tony?
was 16, 17, and 18, basically. I was 16 and 17 when I was in that school, but I was around like 18 to 25-year-olds, sometimes more. So um, I did actually develop a higher level of maturity, I think. Obviously,
You think you developed a higher level of maturity, but you didn't. First of all, you allow Robin to use you to play high school games where you're texting your siblings her messages when if a mature adult would have been like, Robin, I'm not really comfortable getting in the middle of that. Um, maybe you should do it.
a different form of maturity because I still goof off all the time, but mental maturity. So I went to parties, you know, one party in particular with high school friends and college friends. In hindsight, looking back, probably not the best decision. I was 17 at the time, but I did a responsible thing. We were obviously drinking a lot. I called my mom up and I was like, hey,
She did a responsible thing. Get drunk and call her mom.
mom, I told her before I was going to that I was going to go hang out at a friend's house and I was going to stay the night. She knew what was happening because she's not an idiot. Parents aren't idiots. And I realized that as a parent, we know what's going on.
Girl, you've been a parent for like 2 seconds. I think her oldest child is like what 3 years old. This girl swears she's like a child expert.
It's the sixth sense. So I called my mom up and I was like, Mom, I want to come home from the party. And it was because I got to a point where I was like, you know what? I'm super intoxicated and I don't feel comfortable being here anymore because I don't know these people crazy well and this is stupid. Straight up, I was like, this is stupid. I need to go home. So I called my mom up and I was like, Mom, can you come pick me up? I really don't want to be here anymore. I want to come home. I changed my mind. I don't want to sleep over. So she comes and she picks me up with my dad. They were on a date. And it was my dad's nice car.
What? You
And I'm
took
in the
her
back
out?
seat. And I think I'm being so cool. And I'm super drunk. I'm wasted, guys. I'm wasted. And I think I'm being super cool, super chill. And I'm like,
All right, she dragging it out. So anyway, what ended up happening is Mykelti's parents never addressed the issue, And the reason why they didn't address the issue because she called them and had them pick her up and get her out of a bad situation, and they were afraid to say anything to her because they were afraid that next time she wouldn't call. And I could see that point, but at the same time, there should be a lesson in there, and there should be some planning for the future in there. They were real hands off. That's their prerogative. But Mary's parenting style was she addressed things, she confronts things, and they don't like that. They consider Mary very confrontational because she didn't let things linger. She just wanted to address it. Whereas those two, Janelle and Christine, that Cody had them described very correctly that they acted like mean girls and they would be passive aggressive and make snarky comments. But anyway, tell me what you think. Do you think Christine is a crappy parent and Mary is an abusive parent? Or do you think Mary was just being a parent and just got the bad guy rep from the kids? Make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure you leave 5-star rating, and y'all have a good night.